Good evening, everyone. Let's discuss the markets, the futures, pre-markets, oil, and stocks, and just some of the latest news with what's going on in the Middle East. Um, you know the news is today is that the U.S. military is going to will blockade Iranian ports after ceasefire talks ended without agreement. So there was a in Islamabad, Pakistan. The United States government officials, including the vice president, spoke with Iranian officials. They didn't reach an agreement, and um, so Trump decided to do a blockade of some of the um, Iranian ports. And I think the markets kind of reacted, possibly overreacted. Like the oil went up um, almost 8% in the pre-market. The futures dropped. The Dow futures dropped over 500 points, and now it's 379. Nasdaq dropped 211. And so there's kind of an inverse relationship with the when the oil goes up, then the stocks drop. And so this has kind of been an ongoing thing for the last 6 weeks since the Iran U.S. Israel war. And so, and it's actually kind of a global thing too, because the Asian markets are open now, and the Asian markets have opened lower, and my guess is the European markets are going to open lower as well. Clearly, the U.S. pre-markets at this point in time, it's Sunday evening. It looks like the U.S. futures markets, the markets are going to open lower tomorrow. Um, so anyway, like markets tend to react quickly. Um, my view, I'm a long-term investor, so I don't make huge decisions based on short-term events. Some ways it makes my life easier. But I just continue buy shares, and I hold for the long term. It's been a good strategy for many years, and so I'm going to continue that. I anticipate the oil will probably be based on what's going on in the Middle East. It's going to be, it was in the upper 60s, and late February, before the U.S. and Israeli military operation, and then it's gone up, even up to, it's gone up well over 100. Like I anticipate, hopefully, that it'll return back to 60s, 70s, back to some normalcy. That's kind of my anticipation. But I think that there's it's been obvious that in all the ways that Iran can retaliate against the United States, against Israel. They've chosen to retaliate based on kind of controlling the Strait of Hormuz. And the Strait of Hormuz is this this is the strait here, and this is the Persian Gulf, and this is the Gulf of Oman, and a fifth of the world's oil supply goes through from the Persian Gulf, and it goes through this strait, and it goes to the Gulf of Oman, and then it goes wherever it needs to go, Arabian Sea, and then out to wherever it needs to go. And so, this country here is Iran, and they can so they're doing things like they're threatening ships. They've sunk a few ships. They've also set or at least scared people by saying they've set mines in this strait. And it's 33 kilometers, and so it's not a large body of water right here. There's and so there's been in the course of the past 24 hours there's been reports of 2 U.S. naval destroyers that have gone through the strait here without problems, and there's also been some more activity. the red dots, the red triangles are tankers. The green dots, the green triangles are cargo ships. And so there's still a lot of, I believe there's 2 lanes to go one way or the other way. Yeah, and so there's basically that's kind of the thing that's going on. But I think there's like the markets might have overreacted a little bit, because what the U.S. military is saying they're going to do is blockade the Iranian ports. This is Iran. The borders of Iran go all the way over here and all the way through the Strait of Hormuz and all the way over to here, and then that's Pakistan. And so the U.S. military is not going to blockade ships that are going through other countries like Kuwait, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and those countries, Pakistan. So they're going to focus on the ships going through the ports of Iran, from Iranian ports along that border. And so anyway, that's the news from AP. President Donald Trump on Sunday said the U.S. Navy would swiftly begin a blockade of ships entering or leaving the strategic Strait of Hormuz after U.S.-Iran ceasefire talks in Pakistan ended without an agreement. U.S. Central Command announced the blockade would involve all Iranian ports beginning on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 5:30 p.m. in Iran, to be enforced impartially against vessels of all nations. However, CENTCOM said it would still allow ships traveling between non-Iranian ports to the strait to transit the strait. Its announcement was a step down from the president's earlier threat to blockade the entire strait, and allows traffic to flow in the crucial waterway as long as it avoids Iranian ports. Trump wants to weaken Iran's key leverage in the war after demanding that it reopen the strait to global traffic on the waterway that was responsible for 20% of global oil shipping before fighting began. Now, so there's also like so some of these countries, there's also like pipes that go through this. I don't know the exact passage of the pipe, but there's pipes that can take oil from like here to there, and there's also pipes that go, in this direction here. But the thing is like it doesn't cover the quantity of oil that it's a small fraction of the amount of oil that goes through the strait. And so it causes a big effect. Just the threat of blocking the strait causes a big effect on oil prices. And so, in my view as an investor, I think we just gotta be patient. We gotta, I don't anticipate this going on forever. I think it'll go on for some time. Prices are going to go up and down based on news, just like the stock market goes up and down in the short term based on news. Oil prices seem to be schizophrenic in the last 6 weeks based on news. Same thing with the stock market. It's kind of schizophrenic based on in the short term based on news, and in the long term, stock market will be fine. So that's kind of where I am right now. Crypto has also dropped a bit with the news, for whatever reason. There's in the last 24 hours, there's been a drop in crypto prices, at least the top 5 crypto prices. And yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Anyway, enjoy your evening.